Alright, I just want to come out and say it's getting close. The goal is to have the first startup by the end of August. Maybe not on the streets, but the first startup by the end of August. Been ordering a bunch of parts for it, have a bunch of things checked off the checklist. But as far as the day goes, I'm going to come and finish up the interior wiring. So I'm going to come and get the shifter mounted, neutral safety switch wired up, and the backup lights wired up. I'm still debating if I should mount the battery in the factory location right here up front in the wheel well. I don't know if that's going to be too close to the turbo or anything. I'll probably get a turbo blanket or heat shield for the turbo, but there's room up front, but I'm kind of leaning more towards mounting in the trunk where the hump for the spare tire is. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. What else? But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today. But I've been checking stuff off the checklist. Like I said, haven't had injectors for a while. I was debating on which ones to order. Went ahead and pulled the trigger on Snake Eater Performance Pro Series. These are 88-pound injectors. So I've been looking around, searching forums and different Facebook pages and stuff, seeing what people are running with a single turbo 4.8. So I didn't want to go too big injectors, but I didn't want to go too small. So I think from what I read, the 80-pounders are pretty much in that range where it'll give me a little bit more room if I want to turn up the boost a little bit. Nothing crazy, but if I would have went like 60 pounds, it wouldn't have been enough to turn it up down the road. And I think with tuning wise, I think the 80s are decent. Anything larger than that, it kind of gives problems at idle. But I have those ordered. I'll be throwing those on shortly. I think the last thing I have to do for the engine bay, besides the wiring, talked to my buddy about powder coating the light bezels and welding up the intercooler piping. And then I'm going to have to drop this one off to him also, the header. Just have him put a pipe cut in there to bring this pipe out a little bit. Other than that, just hook up the Terminator X. Well, I lied. The Terminator X I got is for different injector plugs, so I'll have to get a different harness for the plugs for the injectors. But I think I know a guy that might be able to help me out with that. I think I know a guy. So hit up my buddy Justin over at Casper's Electronics, see if he has that harness in stock or not. If not, I'll go through or I'll just hop online and order one. But if he has it, I'll hit him up and see if he has that. Also see if I can get the cables for the battery when I'm ready to go that route. So see if he could make something happen. But yeah, that's the plan. Let me put the camera down, stop talking, and hop on the inside. So pretty much start getting the shifter made up. I think the shifter bracket for the 4-speed, I think that did ship out this week, so I should be seeing that shortly. But I should still be able to get the holes drilled out and everything where it should mount. Drill out the hole for the for the cable in the floor. Eventually I'll probably get a console made up, but for now it'll just be the cable coming out and going to the floor there, wrap around the transmission, and I think it comes with all the brackets for that. So yeah, it comes with all the brackets, so I'll get the cable mounted into place. I'm not really hooked up to the transmission, so I'll get the shift plate for it, so that way I could adjust everything from there. But yeah, just get the neutral safety switch, the backup light switch all wired up. There's a video online if you just look up B&M Pro Shifter install. The guy goes over everything you need to do. I'll touch on it a little bit after I get it mounted up. Like I said, I just have all the holes marked for the mounting. I think I just need the 4. I'm not sure what this fifth one's for, if that's a mounting one or not. But I'll probably put a little X cut in the carpet for now, and then use like soldering iron, or just heat up a socket or something and burn the holes in the carpet so they're not fraying or anything, and then drill the holes in the floor, and then get everything mounted. They climb up under the car, and the location for it and everything is going to be fairly easy to get to. The transmission's not going to be blocking anything, so I'll get that all mounted up, and then, like I said, I'll figure out, or I'll get the neutral safety switch and the backup light switch all wired up, and then I'll catch you guys back on. Alright, so I'm just going to walk you guys through the steps on installing this shifter too. Still working on it. I just have to drill one final hole. So I'll drill a hole here. I think I have some gaskets to run the shifter cable through. But these 4 bolts here, I just took like a socket. Well, really, I took a drill bit at first, heated it up with the heat gun, pressed it through the carpet, and I'll melt the carpet a little bit, just so that when you drill, it's not going to catch any strands and just leave runs in the carpet. So I got these all drilled out. I did put washers on the other side too. I think it just comes with a couple of the lock washers, so I threw a couple on the other side. And then I'll run the cable bolt to here, and then you don't want it to curve too close. So with me, I was originally going to run it here, which is about 5 inches away. But with the 4L80 in here, and it's kind of, there's a spot on the transmission that's real close to the firewall, so I wanted to get, the floor pan, so I want to get a little bit farther from that. So I'm going to have it up here, so the cable's going to run all the way up here and then curve up under the car. And might get a little dark under here, but I'll just try explaining it. And I kind of have it, it's going to have enough room to get in between the floor pan and the transmission, and give it enough room to route without bending it too much. And I have the brackets mounted up here, so the cable's going to run through here and eventually tie onto the front. Like I said, I'm not going to adjust it yet, just because I don't have the 4-speed shift plate. So if I adjust to 3-speed, I'm going to have to come back and adjust it again. But you just want to make sure the way it's routed, you're going to have enough room with the cable. So I'll show you guys here in a second. So the cable itself bends in a little awkward way. So this front section is going to be what's in the car. It's going to go through the floor pan, and pretty much going to have to run it like that. So it's going to have a nice S-turn right there, or it's going to have to curve back and under the transmission, and then this one will route to that shifter plate. So it's kind of weird trying to get it on camera, but that's how it's going to look up under the car. I think there's plenty of cable, plenty of room up under there, even with me running a little bit farther through the floor. It should reach, hopefully. But yeah, I just want to show you guys up to this part, and then I'll get that hole drilled out for the cable, run the cable, attach everything, and then I'll get to wiring up the neutral safety switch and the reverse light switch. Alright, so the shifter is pretty much mounted in place. I'm gonna have to get another second set of hands to help me tighten these bolts, so I could hold the nut on the bottom of it, and then somebody else tighten them on top. But the shifter cable So it's bolted on. It comes with the bolt. Put a little Loctite on it. Tighten that one up. And then there's an E-clip right here. You want to slide that into place. Get that into place too, just so that it secures it to the shifter itself. Now, as far as the neutral safety switch and the reverse light switch, I'm not going to be able to install them today, just because the bolts they come with, they're too short to go through both of these. So I'm not going to be able to do it, but I'll just show you guys how it gets mounted up. So there's already a bracket it comes with. I didn't screw it in yet because I might end up taking most of it apart to get the 4-speed shift pattern bracket in there. But the bracket, it'll just sit in there, and there's a bolt that'll go in this hole right here. And then you have the neutral safety switch. It'll be at the bottom. The reverse lights will be at the top. Just so on this plate, when you take it out of park, it'll push the neutral safety switch in, or park and neutral. That's what those two detents are. And then this top detent is for reverse, so that's why the reverse needs to be on top. The neutral safety switch needs to be on the bottom. But yeah, it's pretty much just sit on top of that bracket. Probably help if I did install it a little bit, but I'll sit on top of there like that. Those two will sit on top like that. You guys get the picture. And then I was looking in the book, and I don't think it really matters which two wires go to which two terminals. So obviously the two purple ones are the neutral safety switch, so those will get wired onto the bottom two, and then the reverse lights are the green and pink, and those will get wired onto the top two. So I think I need to put that on the shifter. These extra brackets here, these are for Chrysler and Ford, so I obviously use the Chevy ones. We'll get an extra one of those. That's for that bracket down here to screw into. The extra one came with the extra switch I ordered, and that was part number 80844. It's just a micro switch for the, I think, the Pro Series shifter. I think the other ones are different. It comes with the connectors and everything. I may or may not use those. I think I still have some from the Painless kit, so I'll make it happen. Not sure where the extra bolts are for. I think two of them are for the, it comes with 4 like this, so 2 of them I use for the shifter bracket. So, well, I don't think I use them. I think I reuse the stock ones on there, so there's 4 total. You just have to find out which one's coarse and which one's not, and figure out which thread pitch fits your transmission. Those are obviously for this bracket. So yeah, I'll probably get these cut, wired up. Probably won't cut the camera back on because it's getting hot in the garage, starting to rain, so close it a little bit. Make the chop dog's board. So I'll get him back inside. But yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it. I know I didn't get too much done, but hopefully I'm able to explain it enough for you guys to get the picture.